Hello, viewers. Welcome to CodeForAny. E-commerce apps flutters inside. Today we need to see this here. The back tabs we need to developing here. So need to look like this UI. We need to develop today first of all, and need to create here. So first of all, how to create like this UI inside the Flutter. So need to show here the step by step. First of all, need to make this here the new screen inside the new folders, and we need to give this here the name as a bag like here we need to creating here the bags folders, rename this here the type of to paste this here the like here. Now we need to create here the new files, and we need to give this here the name bag tab underscore screen dot dots. Now need to create here the stateful widgets, set here the bag tabs, and we need to create imports here the material dependency. Now we need to create here the scaffolds, and we need to develop this here the app bars, and we need to put this here the top right side. So need to given this here the search icons, so need to put this here. So first of all, so need to set here the app bars, and we need to making like this here the UI. We need to create here the actions buttons, so need to put it this here and apply here, and need to set here the leading. So need to set here the empty. We need to use this here the containers like here. So need to drawing here. Now need to set here the icon buttons. So need to put this here, and we need to set here the on press events. Not nothing. So need to write down here, but we need to only set here the icons. Now need to set here the icons as icons dots. So need to give this here the search, and we need to set here the colors. So need to set this here the T colors primary text. Last we need to integrations, and we need to set it here. Now we need to save these files, and need to first of all the configure this here the back tabs inside here the main tab screens. Now need to go inside here the main tabs, and we need to configure this here the these containers. Need to 1 2 3, and third containers we need to replace with here, and we need to back tabs need to add it here and show like this here. So now we need to removing this here the bar colors, as well as need to evaluations. We need to also set here the 0. Now we need to go inside here the back tabs, and we need to set this here the evaluation. First of all, so we need to set here the 0, and we need to set here like here's, and background colors also set here the background colors bg colors. You need to set this here the colors transparency like here, and you need to set it this here and show like this here the this data. Need to set it here and show this here. Now then after we need to configure this here the titles of this UI. We need to set it here. Now need to create here the scroll. Need to developing this here the scaffold body like here, and we need to set here the scroll view, and set here the single childs, and we need to set this here the childs, and we need to set this here the columns like here, and we need to set it here, and we need to save this here. Now we need to set here the text, and we need to show here the my bags titles. We need to set here the style text styles, set here the color T color primary text, and we need to set here the font size. We need to set this here the font size as headlines, and we need to set here the headlines as a 34 bold font weight. Sorry here, and we need to set here the weight font weight 700 for the bold, and show like here. Now these are the configurations, and we need to make sure. So we need to set here the paddings, enter here. We need to set here and set here the symmetric horizontal. We need to set this here the 20, and verticals also need to set this here the 25. Look like this here the sets for as per UI. We need to set it here, and this UI we need to put here the my backs like here. So need to showing this here. So now need to developing this here the list view. Need to develop here, as well as we need to make this here the first of all. So need to put this here the checkout buttons. We need to put it here now. Buttons need to use this here the round button, and we need to set this here the titles as the checkout like here, and on press event save here and show like this here. Now need to set here the scrolls and cross axis alignments. Need to set here the start, and look like this here the showing here, and then after maybe need to set here this outside of this here expand here, call here another column, and call here the tab here the expanded, and paste this here is good. Maybe make mistake. Scroll you. Inside we need to put this here. Scroll you with paddings. We need to cut here and like yours. Cut this ones and we need to paste here like yours. Apply here and show like this here. Now need to set here the padding. $20 like yours, and also need to set here the 20, remove here the verticals and show like yours for this data, and need to increase this here. This one is at the bottoms also need to set here here verticals 8. Look like this here the show, maybe increase this here 15 like here, and we need to show this here the titles, and we need to create here the columns is good. Cross axis alignment, set here the start. Now like this show, set here the text, create here the row, paste this here, and we need to set this here the cross axis, not cross, main axis alignments. Need to set here the space betweens, and we need to set this here the comma like here, and we need to set this here the title total amounts for this here, and we need to set here the fonts placeholder colors like here, and font size we need to set here the 14 regular. Save this here and show like this data. I need to set it here. Then after, so need to creating here again, so need to copy and paste, and we need to show this here the amounts slash dollars, and we need to show here, and we need to check this here the font as third 18 semi bold, font weight 600 like this set here, and we need to save this here, and we need to set here the primary text like, and we need to set here size box height. We need to set this here the 44 and show like this here, and then after, so need to make here the UI for the promo codes. Need to show here, need to create here the height here again, so need to create here the container like here, and create here the decorations box decorations. Decorations, set here the color white. Then after, so need to set this here the border radius circulars, and we need to set here the 10, and set here the box shadow set here the color to opacity with value set here 0.10, alpha value to set here 0.1, just like this. Set it here and show this here now. Then after, we need to make here the UI, as we need to create here the containers. Make here containers before, so need to create here the wrap with here the column, Let's go convert into the stack alignment, and we need to set here the alignments value dot center right, like here, set here, and create here the child text field, and we need to go inside here the any round text fields. We need to copy these ones, close here, and we need to paste here and replacing this value. Set here the hint text labels, label text. Sorry about that, here not given this here the label text, need to removing here only hint text. We need to set here the hint text as a enter your promo code, like here, and icons no needs need to clean here. Then after the controllers no needs, now keyboard types no needs, maximum lamps no needs, obfuscations no needs, need to clean this everything's, and also like it here, show like this here, and we need to set here the most important parts, adding const edges inset, symmetric horizontals, we need to set this here the 20 as per UI, show like here's this data need to showing here, and then afterwards we need to set at this here the everything's, and blur radius set here the 12, spread radius set here the 2, and show like this, maybe increase this set here 1, show here's, show like here, see data are look like this here the show, and now we need to make here the buttons of the next buttons, we need to put it here for as per UI, need to create here the inkwell on tab event like here, and we need to set it this here the child container, and decorations we need to copy these decorations, and we need to paste this here, and set here color black, we need to show like this here, set here the width and height, we need to set this here the 40 as well as height 40, apply here, show here, so we need to increase this here the 44 like here. Now need to set here the 22 circles like this, and maybe make here the margins const, const edges insert only right, and we need to set this here the margin as a right as a 22, look like this here the show, similar to UI, need to put stairs, and then after we need to make this here the center icons, set here the child's icon, and we need to set here the icons dot arrow right, circle right, not only right, subdivisions arrow, like this, need to set here color white, and show like this here the UI. Now this is are the booted here and show like this here. Then after we need to make here this here the cross axis alignments as a set here the start for this column. Look like this showing here. Now we need to make this here the list of this here the list showing here inside the scroll view. Maybe no needs here these bags containers my bags, and maybe need to clear this here this list, set this text outside of this here is good for UI, and maybe remove here inside this one's no needs this single chats you need to use this here the list view is good filters with separators. Now need to set here the separators, need to use this here the context indexed size boxed, set here the height, and we need to apply this here the space as a 15s. Item counts we need to set here the 3 as per UI. Need to put sears like this UI and configure sears. Need to save here. Then after need to set here the padding const. Edges insert symmetric. Horizontals need to set this here the 20 and verticals need to set this here the 10 like this sets. And also make sure need to set here the padding here and symmetric. Horizontals need to set this here the 20 like this we need to showing here and apply this here for this data like here the showing. Now you need to copy cells here, so need to make this UI here and open this here, and this cells need to similar to here but need to needs here the some changes. Need to create like this here the UI. You need to find out here these cells. Now need to go here the categories and need to find out this here the jobs and select here the shop tabs, woman tabs like here, and this one here the center text aligns. So need to show like this here the text row and image text row. So definitions, and we need to make these containers. We need to use here. Copy this one codes, and with this equals, we need to copy all. And now need to go inside here, create here the new files, back row dot dots. Paste this here, and now need to replace with this here. Back row, and we need to save this here. Copy, close here, and we need to set it this here. Now I need to replace with this here, this data, and objection set past is like here the value cards items row. Need to copy these ones, and we need to replace with this here this data need to past years. Copy this list, and we need to paste here for this data indexed on press event like here, and need to item counts dot length. Set it like this value. Need to scroll back, and we need to find out this here the bags and show like this here the data. But Oh, wrong. We need to put here the wrong UI. Need to fix this year's item cells and need to find out here the right UI. Woman steps. Check here the flow tops. Woman tops. Categories and sections. Need to select here the category item list. Yes, maybe use this filter. Yes, this one says I need to copy this sales item cells. First one says the grid and make here. I need to put it this here, this data. Use this containers code. Copy and we need to go inside here the back row and we need to replace with this here this row data. Replace these containers and remove this here the rating bars. No needs, need to clean here as per UI like here. Set it here and we need to save this here. Go back on these backs and look like this here the show this UI. You need to show this data. Need to show here. Now I need to change this here the some related to this UI. Need to go inside this row and we need to find out here the first row and we need to put this here the one more buttons. We need to put here after the scrolls. Need to create here the cannot enter the row and this widget wrap with here the expand extended like here and we need to make this here the buttons equal. After this here the expand equal on tab event. Set here the childs and we need to put this here the icon. Icons dots need to set here the more horizontal not verticals. Need to need this here the vertice like this here. Set here the color t color placeholders and we need to set like this here and we need to save this here. Maybe make here the issue with this expand text. Remove here. Show like this here. Why? Making here, make here the issue scroll cross axis, not cross. Need to set here the main axis alignment. Space between and show like this here. Flipper rect, maybe these containers make here the issue with here, set here wrap with extended show like here and remove these ones. Also expand wrap here, extended like here, showing like this data and set this here the show here the color tabs as well as need to show this here the size. Also need to showing here for this here the details. So need to change this here. Need to create here the row and now copy paste this here. Copy paste this here. Now set here the titles, color, set here space and we need to set here the color. Directly need to push this here the black color and set here the primary text like this here and again so need to copy and paste for these two lines. Paste here. So now need to set here the sized and we need to set here the L and we need to give this here the some size box, give this here the width and we need to set it this here the 15s. Show like this here for this UI now and Need to make this here the price. Remove here the row it starts. Need to set this here the space between remove, and need to make not start here, so need to set this here the space between, like here's create here the another row, like here's, and show like this here this data, as well as now need to put this here the plus or minus buttons. Need to making here the cards plus or minus. Need to managing this here. Now need to make here the copy this ones. Need to scroll here first of all the save, and need to find out here the back screens, and we need to copy this here the right arrow equal buttons. Now need to go inside here the back row, and we need to paste this here for this data, like here's apply here's, and we need to set at this here the minus, minimize. Maybe we need to increase this ones here. So maybe you need to set here the small size of this here. This container, so need to change this here the width as a 30, and also here like this here. So not minimize. So need to set here the minus. So plus add. Show like this here. So need to set here the black to primary text T, and we need to set here color black to color white. Save this here and show like this data. Again, we need to copy this line of code, and we need to replace with this here. Now we need to set here the subtract. Maximize, maybe use this here the remove here's, and show like this here this data appropriate UI. We need to showing here. Again, so we need to copy this line of codes, and we need to paste this here. And now we need to check here the font size, metropoly medium 14s. Use this here the 14, and font weight 500 and set this here the 1. Show like this here, and I'm going to set here the padding symmetric horizontal 20 and show like this here. So maybe you need to set here the 15 is good for as per UI. Show this data and showing like this data, maybe you need to button change, you need to cut this code plus or minus position, so need to change this here also, and this padding text. Show like this here. Now similar to designs, need to making like this here the UI, need to set that here and make sure, so need to change this here these fonts after the years and here's black like this. Show here's, maybe you need to set here the 11 is good. Now show this display good sears like this, set it here for the UI my backs. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down inside the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.